JC, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Great, good to have you here. I told you off camera also that I've wanted to do this for a while, but I needed some experience at the gym, like some level of fitness I needed to even have this conversation.
Some credibility.
Make it very clear that's not a criteria to get me on a podcast.
I know, but I wanted to have my own questions and things to ask about. But before we start, how would you introduce yourself to the audience who doesn't know you yet?
So, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I consider myself an accidental entrepreneur. But I really take pride in calling myself a health educator because that's actually what I do. So, entrepreneurship also came from health education. So, I'd say I'm a health educator first, then an entrepreneur, and of course, father to two little girls and everything else, yeah.
That's perfect. That's like the introduction. That covers everything.
Exactly. That shows it. That covers what we needed.
But when you say health educator, what does that consist of?
Well, I talk about health. It's something that's really close to my heart. Let me keep this 1 feet distance.
Yeah.
It's something really close to my heart. It's something that I struggled with when I started my health journey. There was paucity of information. And so basically that led me astray on the path of fitness for a very long time. And then finally when I figured it, I wanted to share it with people. I did it for free. I still do it for free, but figured out a way around 2015 to kind of convert that into a scalable business. So education is free. If you need personalized one-on-one coaching, that's paid. And so that's what Fitter does. Okay. So fitness is just something like health education is something very close to my heart. And that's why I do what I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how did you start yourself? Like, were you just like one of us who they were like, I'm tired of being skinny or I'm tired of being fat?
Yeah. Exactly.
Which one was it?
So I actually didn't know I was fat until I was bullied and mocked severely. And then,
This was in school?
School. So I started very early. It was when I was 14 years old. I think class 8, I started going to the gym. It was a tiny gym, 50 rupee monthly membership, underground. And I started going there. And I didn't lose weight, but I got into the habit of going to the gym. So I started exercising every single day. And habits, kind of building, tried different kind of diets, everything. And then one thing to another, kept gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. And I think I figured out the science of nutrition around 2009 when I actually came to Mumbai.
Okay.
So in Mumbai, and actually before Mumbai, in Pune, I was there. And I've told the story maybe once or twice. So there was this girl I had a huge crush on. I was 88
It always starts there.
From either some girl saying no to you or
some girl you want and that's why you gotta get fit.
So I had a crush on, of course she didn't know I had a crush on her. So I said, I'll talk to her when I lose weight. I have to make myself to be off that level. So I lost 20 kgs by just going on juice diet. So I would eat food once in a day and the rest of the times I'll just drink juice. So I lost almost 20 kgs. Obviously, I also developed different deficiencies, to the point that one day I just fell.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old were you at this point?
I was around 24, 25.
Shit.
24, 25. Yeah, so I lost. And then, obviously, the girl didn't know and till this day.
The girl doesn't know only.
And he's fallen somewhere.
This guy fainting, dying somewhere.
20 kilo kam hua hai.
Yeah, and then she got married and we got fired because it was also recession.
Yeah.
So 2008. And then I went back home, again gained weight. Then luckily I had a second shot at life because, my second company that had deferred our joining, it called me back. So L&T, I went to Mysore and our training days. So, thankfully in the gym, found a bunch of people who were also exercising.
Right.
So we just got into a habit. So 2 or 3 things I knew. Eggs are good for you, right? This is around 2010. Eggs are good for you. Weight training, progression, and that you have to do different body parts on different days and everything. Uske pehle, I was only I would just do push-ups pull-ups and biceps. I hated bench press, I hated squats, I hated any back exercise. So my body was completely asymmetrical. There was no symmetry. So if you'd see me in a t-shirt, you'd think, okay, wow, this guy looks like he has good biceps, right? Which I always had. So because वही किया बचपन से सिर्फ ऐसे biceps, easiest exercise, biceps, pull-ups, push-ups. So I was really good at push-ups, pull-ups and biceps. And then when I went there, took out my t-shirt, a guy was like, yeah, JC, where's your chest? There's no chest. And up until this point, I had never shown anybody my legs. Okay, so I started working on my chest. I started working on my back. And then it got better. And for nutrition, we realized कि जितना eggs खाओगे उतना better. So eggs became like a staple of my diet. And to the point where I was eating 16, 20 eggs per day.
Damn.
Yeah. And of course, over a period of time, and that is the time when people go to any extent to build muscles. You know, they just want to look good. So eating eggs, no problem. There's no, how do you say, there's no this thing कि यार ये खाना है वो खाने का मन कर रहा है क्योंकि दिमाग में वही चढ़ा रहता है कि I want to build six-pack abs and build muscles. That's all you care about. So eggs खाना है, boiled rice खाना है, it's perfectly fine. We'll do that. So that's what we did. And some results, but it was not sustainable. Then I went to Bangalore, got into all this smoking, drinking, drugs and all that crap. Drugs as in not steroids, like oral drugs, like
the fun ones.
Ganja.
The ones bad for you.
The fun ones, yeah. And then got married in 2013. I came back to Pune, and then my wife got pregnant. I had my first daughter in 2014. Something happened. I said, look, my dad never smoked, he never drank, and he never did any of these things. And, you know, I always looked up to my dad. So I said, my dad does this for me. I have to do it for my kids. And so I quit cold turkey, off smoking, off drinking, off everything. And so I said, let me get back to like really healthy. And around that time, we had this movie, Krish, from Hrithik Roshan.
Yeah.
So chiseled physique. And then I got into CrossFit, aesthetics.
That's probably one of the best physiques, I think.
Yes.
From Bollywood through over the years. I think
Till
Don
date.
Abraham has...
Till date.
Yeah.
Till date.
But even
Nobody
his
can
womb
beat...
physique was...
Yeah.
Nobody can beat Hrithik Roshan's Krish physique. Like it, or maybe, you know, Bang Bang. That was, I think that was the peak physique anyone can ever have. Like, so I was like, I have to build a physique like this. And then so I enrolled in a gym, which was very near to my house in Pune. And then I got a coach. He trained me for CrossFit.
Right.
And my diet was still the same. The bread, peanut butter. Which was, at the time it was popular. This is, again, 2013-14 I'm talking about. Eggs, sandwiches, and just mostly just eggs. You know, that was like, and I had known that whey protein is good for you. So I started taking whey protein also. Creatine is something that I never liked. So I tried creatine in Bangalore. But again, I don't want to go on record telling people, but it gave me massive hair fall, which is some people. So I'm still scared of
Over
taking,
a period of how long?
I think I took creatine for maybe 3 months.
Okay.
And to be very honest, my friends would vouch for that. So I had this friend called Aniket Sarkar. And he would swear by creatine. Like, Ori, तेरे को creatine खाना. And he was Bengali, right? So he spoke in that tone. Ori, तुझे पता नहीं है, तेरे को creatine खाना पड़ेगा. इतना muscle बढ़ता है, उससे strength बढ़ता है.
But does it help?
I think
never felt any difference, to be very honest.
We'll
I
get
never
into
felt any difference.
These because I have a list of things that I want to go through, so we'll go through them one by one. Right now, we're getting to know you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you had your first daughter, and you quit everything
Yes.
to join the gym again, and you were like, now it's time to build.
Yeah. So then I took part in MTV Fitness Fan Challenge. I had like a 8-second clip on TV that kind of fueled my passion towards this thing. I was like, I want to do this.
Oh, you got a taste of the...
I got a taste.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, somebody like me, you know, gets on TV. I'm a small town boy. And then it was nice. So I just gave it everything. So they featured me in Men's Health magazine also. And I started posting about everything I was doing on social media, the pictures of my food. A couple of guys got in touch with me. They started asking questions. Now, because they started asking me questions, I felt responsible to answer. So some of the things I knew and some of the things I did not. So I started researching about everything. And so found out some key people. Like, for example, back then, I don't know if you know this. So Lane Norton I have known all my life, you can say that. Then you have Eric Hems, right? So me, Eric, Brad Schoenfield, Brad Dieter, these are like the real OGs from that time. So I know all of these guys.
Are
from
they
back
still
then.
active?
Yeah, yeah. Lane Norton is like kicking ass, yeah.
Do you think we have seen them before? Prashant, can you like, maybe if we see them, we'll remember like who these people are. Because I also follow some people now. Maybe they're the same, like.
Okay, so they might not be as popular as some of the other folks that people follow today, like Eric Hems, Alan Aragon. But back in the days when Instagram was not there, these guys were the real deal.
They were on magazines and all of that?
Everything. Like bodybuilding forums were run by... So these were researchers, these were scientists. And Lyle McDonald, for example, he was even a tad bit bigger than these guys. So, and that was the time when ketogenic diet was kind of coming,
popular,
right? Yeah, it had just started coming. So 2013. And Lyle McDonald had published that book, which he kind of regrets ever putting online, because eventually he became like a strong hater of ketogenic diet.
Okay. And he written a whole book on it.
He had written a book on ketogenic diet, right? So
it's always like that.
Yeah. So then, I just read, and one thing led to another. It was like a rabbit hole, So I just let myself in that rabbit hole, discovered Khan Academy, and then understood biochem. And once you go in biochem, trust me, there's no easy way out of it, because you just want to know more and more and more. So started with biochemistry, then over the years I learned statistics, because you have to interpret research. And these are some of the things that they don't teach you in schools or colleges. So you have to find resources. And this is all before Instagram, right? So information was scarce. So I started putting all of these together. I published a book called Get Shredded. I published it online. And that got a lot of people into Facebook, and they started asking questions. So we formed a community.
Right.
And that's when it kind of kickstarted.
So this is like Facebook group days where...
Yes, Facebook group, yeah. 2014-15. And I started taking seminars. Then 2015, I got this idea that, we can convert this into a business model where education is free. People join the group, they read the book. If they can follow the diet and training plans by themselves, and those were also free for them. Then perfectly fine. If they can't, then we give them a coach. So it was like a first curated platform in India. And this was the first of its kind. So where you go book a coach online and you train with them. And if you don't get results, we give you your money back 100%, no questions asked. And that has been the model. I did around 10 crore business in the first year itself. Then next year it was 22 crores and so on. So we kept growing till I think 50 crore INR back in till 2020. Then Y Combinator happened. I went to the US, came back. Then Sequoia happened. Then Elysian Park happened. Then Rain Matter happened and happened again. So that's the whole journey. Yeah.
So you've been at it since
you were 14.
So I've been training for over 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on and off, or just non-stop?
Going to the gym, 25 plus years.
Yeah. I think that's where it starts from, just like that habit of I have to be in the gym. What you do at the gym is like it will change over time, and you will probably get better at it, because you can't keep going to the gym and like doing whatever.
Because even if your nutrition is not right, you're still building muscles.
Yeah.
And I was like an angry young man with no friends. So I was taking out all my anger in the gym.
Yeah.
It was your release.
It was my release. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that for a lot of people, a lot of guys especially. I can't speak for like girls. I haven't had this conversation with them. But just for a lot of guys, that 1 hour in the gym is like, it's almost therapeutic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because there hasn't been a single day where I've gone to the gym and came out feeling worse.
Agree, 100%.
And if I have, it's because I probably shouldn't have worked out that day if I wasn't at, there are some days which you have to rest, but you try to push yourself and it will backfire.
Yeah.
But even then you're like, okay, at least I went, I tried. Now I know that I can't, so I'll go back. So it's just...
Agreed, 100%.
And to figure that, like to start doing that at 14 is like insane. Like there's not that many people who.
Surprisingly, even when it was a tiny place, right? It was like a very small place. So there were two guys. One guy's name was Dinesh and one guy's name was Mahesh. These guys used to come every day. And कैसे देसी जिम जो होते हैं ना, उसमें you used to have posters of Arnold, posters of all these big bodybuilders. So the people will go there, they'll first touch the feet of Arnold. Then there's a weird workout routine, warm-up routine. First they'll do that. And for me, for some reason, it felt very stylish and unique. So I wanted to emulate those guys. So Dinesh bhai and Mahesh bhai, they would come to the gym and like, now when I think about them, they weren't really that big.
but for a 14-year-old, of course.
For a 14-year-old, they were like, I wanted to be like them.
Especially at that age, we look for people to look up to, like a big brother or someone.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why like guys are obsessed with football players, even though that they'll never meet them, they'll never have a real interaction. But I was just the episode before this. Parul was here. She's an actress and an influencer and an entrepreneur, and we were talking about guys and girls, and I was telling her how guys get obsessed with football players. So I said, if you are ever with a guy and you check his messages and he sent a message to Ronaldo, don't be surprised, because it's a very normal guy thing to do, to say like happy birthday or like.
I've done that with Ritik.
Okay.
Yeah, I've sent him countless messages on Instagram. And before that on Facebook. I've done that. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So that is there. Like you look for this, and that there are like role models like that.
Yes.
I think for me, growing up, it was John Cena. Like
Nice.
I'd watch him on WWE, and now it's like it's carried on till now. Like if I show you my phone, like this is my wallpaper.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. Like he was our hero, right? John Cena, and before that, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
And we hated Triple H for some reason.
Yeah. And because they were those characters, they were made for us to hate, and like John Cena was for us to look up to.
Yeah.
Like
I think beyond Superman and He-Man and Batman, these were like real life superheroes for us. Yeah.
They were real and they told great stories.
Yes.
And it's still, now we've gotten back into it in the past 2 years, and we watch it and it's like the same as we were kids, and now you appreciate it even more because you see the production and the effort they put in. But yes, like I'm sure so many people looked at those guys and decided to go to the gym. Even UFC now, like that's become a great motivating, where people are going and doing MMA, they're doing jiu-jitsu. So I think, and I'm excited to have this conversation because I feel like our generation is more into like they want to go to the gym or they want to go to the gym. They're looking after themselves more than like the previous generations.
Yeah, I think there is that pattern. I think the current generation is more into good habits than bad habits. That's a really good change. You would be surprised to know that back when I started going to the gym, I literally had to fight my family that I'm going to the gym. And for some reason, they thought that gyms are not for good people. Not that I was coming from like a royal family or something.
Like
exactly.
Yeah.
You experience the same?
No, but I've heard like, oh, what kind of guys?
Yeah, so they thought that I was going to the gym and it is going to turn me into some sort of a criminal.
So they didn't let you go.
I had to fight for it. And it was just 50 rupees, but I had to fight. I literally had to tell my dad, I want to go to the gym. And he beat me once for it.
Yeah.
He pulled me out of the gym. He said, don't go there.
Yeah, because the level of information that's available out there for free, thanks to people like you who are there, and like if I want to learn something, or even if I think the difference now is even if I'm not choosing to learn about this, at some point I will get a reel, it'll come to you, and I think those reminders will eventually lead someone to go and take the first step. And I think that's where it starts.
No, and I think also good because, back in the days, people never really thought fit people as successful people. For somebody building a business into fitness, it meant opening a gym or becoming a gym trainer, which were not highly regarded jobs. And so when I thought of starting a fitness business, actually I never thought of starting a fitness business, because what do you do when you start a fitness business? You open a gym, you become a trainer. That's all you do.
Yeah.
And that's what any of us used to think back in the days. But now that scenario has changed. Now you have fitness influencers living great lifestyles, making, good amount of money.
Yeah.
And so the status change, the financial change that has happened, it has led more people into believing that fitness is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is good.
Also, fitness isn't limited to building muscle
True.
or just going to the gym.
Yeah.
After going to the gym now, I realize, okay, the gym is just the base.
Yes.
Without
vanilla.
the other
Yeah.
things on top,
Yes.
there is no use.
True.
Because you will in fact harm yourself, I think,
Yeah.
if you're not sleeping well, if you're
Yeah,
not drinking
yeah,
enough
yeah.
water,
For sure.
and you have to experience it for yourself to know.
Yes.
Because before my trainer would tell me,
Yeah.
did you complete your water intake? I'd be like, "Arey, how much water all the time? Like 3 liters, 3 liters.
Yeah.
But then you see it affects your recovery.
It does. Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, do you want to start creating? Because I heard creating is good. He's like, how are you going to start creating without drinking 3 liters of water at least?
All right.
So everything is connected. It's like you have to build it in a way where your life is just like, look at me now. Just
For sure.
in the past 6 months, this change has happened.
So now you're tracking your recovery and everything.
Yeah. So I started with this. I started with the Whoop because of the sleep tracking.
Yeah.
Because my sleep cycle, still it's not perfect. Like it's
Right.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But at least it reminds me that, okay, see,
Right.
you didn't sleep. This is what's happening to you.
Yeah.
And this I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's just been a couple of days. I'm getting
Yeah.
used to it. I don't have enough data on this. So I won't say anything.
All right.
But I know you also have your own.
Yeah. I do.
And this is the one you've made.
Yes. This is fitter heart ring. Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference? Like, what do you think? What
So
makes
it is part of a larger ecosystem. So look, Fitter is not a hardware company. It's
Right.
not a wearable company, right? So we don't merely start or stop at screening something or just telling you the metrics. The idea is use the metrics to move the needle. So for us, because we've been an intervention company, like, you come to us with a problem, we fix that problem, we fix your lifestyle, we fix your health. So that has always been Fitter's primary business. But now with wearables, diagnostics, lab test, and you have different other machines also which you are selling. So combining the data from all of this, it helps us build a digital twin, a health twin. Right. So, and what happens is when you have like a digital health twin, you can run simulations that can give you precise guidance on how your health will look 6 months from now, 8 months from now, and what kind of drugs can affect. Like, for example, if you're on medication, this is more for people who are like 35 and above, who take these statins, PPIs, and let's say now GLP-1 drugs, right? So it's more valid for them. But in younger people, it can also tell them if they are taking any supplements. For example, let's say they are taking ashwagandha, shilajit. It can also tell them, hey, it's not going to make much of a difference.
Right.
So these digital twins can help us simulate different kind of scenarios. And then we run interventions with the help of doctors and coaches. So it kind of becomes like a holistic ecosystem.
Yeah.
So the ring that you wear, like this thing that you sell, the wearable, it takes all the data. And then it probably runs multiple simulations to see what works best for you.
Yes.
Okay, so for how long does the data need to be collected? Because there will be some time.
It's
right?
longitudinal, as in this is long term.
Okay.
And so right now, if you wear this ring, it will tell you what's your biological age, what's your chronological age, what are your blood markers if you do the blood test, which parameters are in range, which parameters are out of range. It will give you a summary, it will give you a recommendation, right? Then we also have a digital weighing scale. So right now, what happens is that, for example, let's say a company like Whoop, or let's say the ring company that you're wearing, they will only collect your lifestyle data. But your lifestyle, while it makes huge difference, the same kind of lifestyle will make completely different effect on your body versus his body.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, you'd start comparing with each other. You'd be like, shit, I'm doing the same thing he's doing, but his results are different from my results because your baseline is different. Because your body composition is different, your biomarkers are different, your gene are different. So all these things, when you factor in, you can make a tailor-made plan for you that works best for you. and not the same like a cookie cutter plan.
So for anyone who's like wearing a wearable and tracking, there needs to be a step further where you take that data and now use it. And for that, you need people who are professionals.
Yes, exactly.
And you have it all in the same place, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a full vertical health stack,
right?
Preventive healthcare stack.
Right.
Because we have blood testing, we have wearables, we have coaches and doctors, and we also have a weighing scale. Very soon we are also launching a bottle. So you don't have to worry about how much water you're drinking.
Okay.
It will tell, it will track.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because now after wearing this, I have the data.
Yeah.
So like some of it obviously goes to my trainer. I fill a form every day, a check-in form.
Yeah.
And it's easier for me because I don't have to, for someone who doesn't wear this, like their sleep, they'll have to think how well did I sleep and how you're supposed to know.
Yeah.
So I just take all the data from this and give it to him. So at least he knows what I'm up to.
No, I mean, it makes sense. I think, look, there is a lot of people don't understand that these trackers, and they don't have to be expensive. Like not everybody needs a Whoop or even a heart ring for that matter. Yeah. You can do away with, let's say, a 2,000 rupee wearable, which is easily accessible. So, but that 2,000 rupee wearable can also unlock so many good insights for you that it can actually improve your lifespan. Because in India, if you see the statistics, 90% of the people don't get enough sleep.
Right.
Which is a very worrying number. And most of the Indians are one of the laziest populations in the world, by the way. So we rank like 153, 163 something out of 200 odd countries, right? Yeah. And that's because our activity levels are really bad. But if you ask someone, hey, do you think you're active? They say, hey, I'm very active. You put a tracker on them, you see like, okay, they're walking 3,000 steps, 2,000 steps per day. So, and unless until you establish a baseline, you can't improve it. I'm pretty sure like before you started wearing it, you thought that you were sleeping great. Yeah. And your recovery was great. And then now, because you have your recovery scores, now you're sleeping better. You know exactly how to periodize your workouts in terms of intensity. Yeah. Right? Now you don't go all in on day one. You're like, okay, I'll work out with, let's say, 80% intensity. On this day, I'll work out with 100% intensity. I'll work out with 70%. Some days, maybe 200%. Yeah. And that's fine, because earlier what was happening was people were going and trying to work out at their 100%. Yeah. Which is not only impossible to sustain, it is also harmful. Yeah. Yeah. So trackers do make life easy.
I think it's more like even just for someone like an average person, it's a good reminder. It's good for accountability, and it has a psychological effect. Because it is. If you're not sleeping well, you haven't slept. Like there is a device that's designed to tell you that you haven't slept well. Yeah. So, and now if you see that again and again, you have to choose to ignore it. Yeah. And that doesn't feel good. Yeah. Yeah. Like if I'm seeing my sleep score has gone, it's like minus, it's less than 50 every day, I know something is going wrong in my life. Yeah. So then after the third day, I will course correct and try to get it. Yeah, I started wearing this after talking to Brian Johnson, because he was wearing one, and we started talking about sleep, and he told us something crazy that we were all just like looking at each other saying, like, we have to fix this, because before that we were sleeping at 5, 6, we were just chilling till then. And he said something along the lines of like one night of bad sleep is like getting hit in the head like multiple, something like some crazy.
Yeah, I mean, sleep is one of the most overlooked factors in today's time, because I for some reason, when you're young, you don't realize, but the damage is kind of accumulating inside the body and your mind. Yeah. So sleep is one of those things. A lot of diseases, they don't happen overnight. Yeah. They take, especially years. The chronic diseases, they take years before they build up. So it's like, imagine you're driving a vehicle and then the vehicle has a problem, it's making noise. But instead of taking it to the service center, because you can still ride it, you just ignore it. And so that noise becomes louder and louder and louder. And after, let's say, 6 months or 8 months, one fine day, your engine is like...
It just crashes.
And then you think, oh, what happened? It was working, till yesterday. Overnight, the engine got bad. No, it wasn't overnight. You kept ignoring the sound. So that's what happens when you ignore these sleeping habits, your hydration habits. Things just compound over a period of time. Yeah.
I mean, I think in a country like India, a lot of it is also ignored because people are they have so many different problems. Like, I'm not talking about like the upper class. It's just like if you go below that, if someone is having teeth pain also, they're scared of going to the dentist because they know it'll cost a lot of money, and they just like ignore it.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's with everything.
Yeah.
So like, again, I'll come back to that Brian Johnson conversation. That's what I was trying to tell him.
Yeah.
That the things that you're talking about, like for so many people here, it's not. They can't even consider it because
for sure.
Like, how do they even if they find your content and try to incorporate in, they can't afford it.
I think first priority for people in India is to survive, make it to the next day, and then probably we can talk about thriving. So in today's world, I mean, talks about longevity, talks about good health is a luxury for common people. I don't think common people give a shit about living longer. They just want to survive.
That's true.
They don't.
Yeah.
But if we talk about, let's say, upper middle class, or let's say, people who are in that top 1%, I think those guys are pretty serious about living longer because they have enough money and they are bored and they know that they want to live longer and there's no other way but to just, like invest in these kind of things.
Yeah.
So they do it.
Yeah.
Having said this, I think longevity is not a great discussion, at least in the common masses in India. A better discussion would be access to good quality of food, air is
another thing. Like, people don't realize how destructive polluted air is.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm scared of, like, in Mumbai.
Yeah, I see that you have like...
There is
I'm like, what else can I do? Like, this is my only thing that I can do to make a difference, at least for myself.
Just for like a reminding sake, I think the air quality in India is so bad that everybody would have like 5 years less just because of the air that we breathe. 5 to 10 years less.
Yeah.
Delhi, maybe 20, I don't know.
Yeah, it's horrible. And like, it robs you of so many things. Like, I can't go for a run because I know a run in Mumbai is more destructive than...
unhealthier than probably sitting
at home.
Yeah, for sure.
So it stops you from doing so many things. I mean, now, at least for the general population, the fact that they're talking about protein, like, okay, we've at least after so many years, we've got to a place where people have realized protein is actually important.
But even then, you have certain idiots, for lack of better words, who are like, protein is hyped.
Yeah.
I literally, I can't, man. Like, for the last 10 years, we've been educating people. And there are so many people who have tried to educate people that protein is really important. And now we get to a point where finally things people are moving. And then there are people who then, because they just want to have like contrarian views.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to seem cool.
Yeah, just want to seem cool. They're like, I don't know, protein is not important. Look, I'm doing all good. And they look like shit. And I'm sorry, I should not be judging people on the way they look. But I have not come across anybody...
when you say look like shit, you mean health-wise, you can tell this person is unhealthy.
You can tell that they're unhealthy. And unhealthy, as in you can see the dark circles under their eyes, the skin quality is horrible. All those like characteristics of unhealthy person. Not like, and it just baffles me.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're definitely not practicing what you're preaching.
Yeah.
Because if you did, and if you looked healthy, I think I'm pretty sure that people would be able to do much, much better. You're just destroying your health and simultaneously other people's too.
Yeah.
So it's just what social media has become these days.
I mean, there's always going to be a section of the population or just a section of whatever who will say something.
And then you have a contrarian view.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it now, at least I think more people are taking it seriously. And we have a friend who is usually on the podcast, but he's not here, and he's a vegetarian.
Right.
So we have these constant like debates because he comes to the gym with me and he's very disciplined at the gym. But then I'm behind his life for like the food that he eats. Yeah. Like I saw you eat everything that you ate today. You didn't meet your protein goal.
Right.
And so what are you going to do about it? And we go into back and forth and he's like, I don't want to eat meat. I'm like, you don't have to. But then you have to start tracking at least.
Yeah.
So now he's having paneer every meal.
Nice.
So now he's gotten, and he has his whey protein also.
Yeah.
But then I think for a lot of people at home, they just have to be behind like their parents' lives.
They have to convince the parents so bad.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Like all my life, all I got was really bad suggestion from my parents in terms of what I should eat and not. And now that I've got into fitness, my parents do thank me for helping them live a better life, because my mom at one point of time was 90 kgs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
After I coerced her into losing weight, she is now much, much healthier at 60
Nice.
than what she was in her 40s. Same thing with my dad. Like he was 20 years on blood pressure medication and now he's not. He's 65, he's fit. Now both of them walk 10,000 steps and there's a competition going on. They consume protein. They exercise, which they never did their whole life.
Yeah.
So it's just so weird that parents sometimes, even though they mean well, are so wrong about certain things, especially health and fitness in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I think that's a conversation in so many households where people are just trying to get their parents to. Because if you love your parents, you want them to live longer, you want to see them do well.
Yeah.
And like, I know people who get trainers for their parents, whether it's on Zoom or whatever, like do something. Move.
It's happening, yeah.
Which is great to see. Like, I think just because these are the things that like take the, like if you're talking from like a nationalistic point of view also, these are the things that make you a better country. It's the small things that eventually end up.
Absolutely.
Because it's not always about infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like India, if you look at stats, like the IQ is like one of the lowest.
Lowest, yeah. 76, 78, something. Yeah.
Like average IQ in India.
That low?
Yeah.
Only 76 or 78?
Yeah.
Damn.
Surprisingly. So Pakistan is 80.
Okay.
How is that even possible? Is it because
It's also the data set also and population.
Yeah. So because our population is so large that everything is like at the extreme, right? So you have like people who are like super high IQ. Again, it also varies state-wise. So
It does.
I believe that people in some states have much better IQ. Then in some states it's so bad that it kind of completely destroys the national average.
I think landlocked areas usually is a little lesser.
Yeah.
I mean,
We should avoid
I'm not.
No, maybe in Pakistan, maybe all of them, they eat meat, right? So at least 2 IQ points you can get by eating meat. So, I mean, I think now we're at a place where there's enough like veg protein option. Like now it's not even an excuse. Before it was like, oh, we don't eat meat, so now we can't meet our protein goals.
I think in India, the reason why it's so low is because there are places where the IQ is like super high, but there are places where the IQ is super low.
Yeah.
Which kind of
nullifies
the effect of people who are doing better. I think just look at the literacy rates and that's your answer. So there are certain states which have like really high literacy and there are states which have like a really low literacy. So it kind of nullifies the effect. So that's what's happening with the IQ. But in general, if you say, hey, what's the average IQ of India? Unfortunately, stands at 76, 78.
Yeah.
That's not a good
That's very low,
number.
yeah.
I mean, it's so funny because some of the smartest people in the world come from India.
Yes.
Like the other day at the gym, I was listening to this. It was like a podcast or like a YouTube video about this mathematician called Ramanujan.
Yes.
Who was just a genius.
Yeah.
And no one knew that he was a genius, and he just discovered, like out of sheer luck, he was just really good at math.
Yeah.
And then he started writing letters to professors in Oxford, and he eventually moved there, and like he sent them calculation that they were baffled by seeing. And it's just a very normal guy.
Yeah.
So.
And he was the guy who was the first guy to memorize values of pi up to 5,000 decimal points.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
And bro, like
at one point of time, I tried to.
I only remember 0.14.
So I remember up to 20 decimal points. Yeah, but I thought I would be able to. I think the best I could do was like 100 decimal points, and that's it. After that, I gave up. Yeah. Like, dude, this guy like remembers pi values up to 5,000 decimal points. That's crazy.
So the way, like in the video, they were describing like how his brain worked, and so mathematicians, they talk about numbers a lot apparently. So one of the people from from England, wherever he had gone, he saw a number plate.
Yeah.
And there was a number, and he's like, this is such a dull number.
Yeah.
And then he talks about how he on the spot figured out this thing about that number, how like, I don't remember it, but it's like a 4-digit number that he's like, if you add these sums and then everything is a prime number or some crazy. And he just did that in an instant. Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah. No, India has definitely produced great mathematicians. Historically, there have been numerous examples. Unfortunately, over the last few decades, if you see, not great. I think these were post-independent, when the country was in a place where India wanted to shine, it wanted to prove to the world.
Yeah.
We had just gotten independent. So everybody valued freedom. And, I think that was the time when India saw the most amount of progress.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, after that, I think after 80s, 90s, it just started going south.
I think we've gotten comfortable.
Corruption took over.
Yeah.
Even now, I think one of the major reasons why India is not progressing the way it should is because of corruption. I'm sure, great, we are like a, multi-trillion-dollar economy, but if you look at the real on-ground stats, it does not feel like we are a multi-trillion-dollar economy. Like, you go to China, you go to Japan, you go to Korea, you see really big difference. And these are the countries which had no better history than ours.
Yeah.
And today, at a place where they are, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like, at this point, it's like a running joke in our podcast. Each time we discuss an issue, like an issue, the roads are bad.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, like, we will decode it. It'll end with corruption. And just like, the corruption is why everything else is happening.
Yes.
I think
100%.
the root of almost every problem in this country will end at corruption only.
Yes.
So like, we've stopped discussing only altogether.
Yeah, for sure.
There is no solution to this. Like, even if there is, it's a very long-term thing.
I think the problem is that the all of this runs so deep. Like, even if somebody wanted to fix it, they cannot, because the system kind of eats them up.
Yeah.
And there's no way out. Like, you'd rather die before you could make any systemic level change. So I just feel like it's, at this point of time, it's become so bad. Like, people, I think everybody has embraced corruption.
Yeah, it's just become the new normal.
I think corruption has become a new norm. So nowadays, even if there's a scam, I don't think people pay that kind of attention. Like, it just happens. Like, people don't even talk about it anymore.
We deal with corruption on so many levels on a day-to-day basis also, that it's just like, at some points, it's even more convenient for the corruption to exist. For example, if you ever get stopped by a policeman, to pay right there, bribe him and get away is way more convenient than actually paying the fine or like going through with the whole process. There is a comedian, Manik Mana, he has this very funny bit. He's like, the police is like the best because the government wants to take money from you. They come in the middle and they help you out by taking less money. He's like, they're caring for you.
And you're directly paying the less paid policeman, right?
So
it's a very good bit.
But
it's just crazy.
But like, the point of having this conversation is that it's just like, I think it comes from, at the end of the day, this progress will also come from people making changes to their habits and just like aiming higher in life. Fitness is also one of the things where you're like, okay, I want to live a better life. And when you start living a better life, you encourage people around you also to
be better.
At least the people that you love.
And
I think that is enough for an average person. Like, if you can manage to get your family to do something right, because that's going to spread again.
For sure. I think, what you said is absolutely bang on. If you are physically and mentally better, you automatically create a chain of a reaction, and it affects everybody around you, because what I believe is that either you influence people or they influence you. Right? So whoever has a more stronger influence, they'll inadvertently absorb you into their circle.
True.
And so what I feel is that people who are physically well-to-do, they usually have a much more, they have more impact. They can put their foot down and they're like, no, I want to do it this way. And because they command that aura, that presence, people tend to listen to them.
Yeah. I think that comes from a place where, like, if you've put in the work to get yourself to that level of fitness, like, there's things you learn along the way, and there's things that you have to overcome, and those situations mimic a lot of real life situations. So like, you build that strength and it's just like, on paper it's so simple that I started lifting 5 kilos in one hand and now I can lift 20 over this period. And it's like, everything that I've done in the middle is just so that I could move to that bigger weight. But that thing in the middle has done so much for me.
I know. It's exactly like life, So just like how you become stronger physically, you also become stronger mentally. And because it's the same system, it's the same neuromuscular system. You try learning something. Day one, you suck at it. You start doing it over and over again. Over a period of time, you get better at it. So it's the same. And I think that is basically what discipline is. When people say, I'm not disciplined, everybody should exercise. You exercise, you automatically build discipline. And that's the easiest way to build discipline. Exercise every day.
It's a start to discipline.
It's a start to discipline.
Honestly, I feel like even if you're not going to be disciplined, like, you're still going to live your crazy lifestyle. And get the workout in still. At least have the workout and then do whatever you want. It's still like...
Absolutely.
But then eventually, once you start doing that, all those bad habits will start going away one by one.
Yes, 100%.
Because then you're like, I'm at the gym, I'm putting in the work and I'm not getting results. So something has to change. So,
and then you build up your willpower, because every time you go to the gym and you try to do something, you lift something against the will and you get into the habit of saying no. Each no becomes like a how do you say, your willpower is a limited pool, right? Every single no that you say, every single time you do something that is hard, the willpower becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. This is the willpower that people need to become successful in life.
It's just like a muscle. You have to train.
It's like a muscle. And when you give into every single desire, this willpower, it keeps on depleting. And so basically you just get drifted by everything that comes along the way.
I wish people knew, like, what's on the other side. Like, just like, if because I had this realization at some point where, like, in my head, I was like, everything that I want in life is on the other side of me being jacked. Like, I need that, then everything else will come. Because I was like, okay, I've reached a certain place in my life. I think I've maxed out with my current physical being. This is the max I can do. If I, like, get myself to the next level, many other things will open to me. The thing you said about being more commanding, I, like, even if I'm sitting here and having a conversation, I know the difference it would make to the perception of my perception when people are seeing me, if I'm built and I'm sitting there and I'm saying something.
They will perceive you as somebody who's sincere.
Someone who's done something.
So it kind of just shows, it shows. So you don't have to convince them that you know the meaning of hard work and discipline. They can see it in you. And I think this is the conversation that I was trying to do, that sometimes it's usually the worst people who are not physically built, and then they try to say, hey, protein is hype. I'm like, dude, what the fuck do you know? Show me a jacked guy who's telling me protein is like hype. I will at least consider. Yes. Okay. I mean, your opinion does not count. I'm sorry to say. You know nothing about working out. You know nothing about muscle building. You know nothing about health. So
the thing is, there are people out there who are like, okay, I've built muscle on a vegan diet and this is what I did.
But they will never say protein is... They will never say protein is hype. They'll try their best to, get their protein out of vegan sources, but they'll still get their protein.
If there's someone listening who is like, who's at home and they're like, okay, I need to do this. I need to get fit. I need to go to the gym. They're probably young in their, like, they're in college or just out of college. They have a stable job. They go to work every day.
Yeah.
And their barrier is that I don't have time. Like from work or college in the evening, I come home, I have assignments or I have work.
Yeah.
Where do I fit in?
I'm going to say something really crazy. I want everybody to pay attention. I think you'll have a better chance at earning more money if you got into fitness at this point of time than any other job right now that you're thinking of doing.
Okay.
And of course, exceptions being if you are getting into AI or doing PhD on something which is like complete niche.
Okay.
Because the way I'm seeing is that the whole world is becoming so indisciplined and so obese and sick. In future, people are going to have two big problems, wealth and health. Every other problem will be solved through technology. These are the two problems that technology cannot solve for.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens when you have wealthy people who are not healthy? They need somebody who can give them health and take their wealth.
Okay.
So that's going to be the major transactions that's going to happen in the future. So you'll see a lot of old, indisciplined, sick people looking to get fit. And who would they turn to if not people who've been there, done that?
Yeah.
Because AI can give you diet plans, it can give you training plans. It can't teach you discipline. There's no drug, there's no pill for discipline.
Okay.
So if you are somebody who can impart discipline, and you can't be like that dude who was talking, hey, protein is bad for you.
Yeah.
He does not know discipline. So when he says, hey, be disciplined, it words doesn't matter. If I'm sitting here, no matter who's sitting in front of me, I'm telling them, hey, be disciplined. They know exactly what I'm telling them. Because they know, I know what discipline is.
Yeah.
So I think in the future world, in the post-AI, this world, I think we'll need more people who can teach people how to get fit.
Okay.
So it's a potential job opportunity for everybody who's young. Get fit, start a freaking blog. Yeah, start a blog.
So you mean to say like use this as motivation that do your thing, just make sure you get fit because at some point you might be able to
I'm
monetize
sure
it.
there's so many examples in front of us.
Yeah.
Where there's influencers who are fitness influencers well in their 20s. They're making way more money than doctors.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I can tell that about my coaches. We have 600 plus coaches. Some of our top coaches make more than 5 lakh rupees a month.
Yeah.
And that's like pays more than, hey, I mean, I don't make 5 lakh rupees. I mean, I do. The point being, there are coaches that make more money than me.
Yeah.
They work in my company.
Yeah.
And they make more money than me.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine. But I'm saying that there's demand for health coaches. There's huge demand
For sure.
fitness
For
coaches.
sure. No.
And in future, it's only going to go more because, this is not something that AI can easily replace. Because AI can give you information. It's like food. It's available, it's cheap, it's junk. AI will give you 100 different ways. But the more ways you see, the more paralyzed you'll get. You'll have too many choices.
Right.
A coach will tell you to stick to one path. He will clear the noise for you. And he'll say, you know what, follow this path. And you'll believe him because he's been there, he's done that, he's gotten results.
Right.
So if you are a fitness guy, if you are a young guy who's starting your fitness journey, don't just do it because you are trying to make yourself fit, but know that fitness can also earn tremendous amount of wealth for you in the future if you do it right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, one of the things that I thought about, I was like, when I make my body, I can sell protein, I can sell this and that, like brand deals. Like,
money.
Those are like shitty ways to make money.
No, I mean, I meant like if you're already an influencer and now you've done this transformation, all these companies are going to come to you.
They will.
So, I mean, I can do my due diligence and pick the right ones, but...
Yeah, even in brand deals, for example, a company is not going to pay an unfit person.
Yeah.
Right? Because they eventually, even if they are selling shortcuts to people, they are going to sell it via fit people.
True.
Yeah.
Because that's what creates perception. Ki, hey, take this magic pill because this fit person took the magic pill. So they are going to use fit people to create that perception. Not that I approve of any of this. But you see, money can be made into this.
Yeah.
People are making money in this as we speak.
Yeah. You mentioned the AI diet plans and the workout plans. Like how are they like good enough for someone to start?
Yeah, they've always. I mean, in Fitter, for example, for the last 10 years, we've given free diet plans and training plans. If you go to my website, it can generate a diet plan, training plan, personalized for you.
Yeah.
What it can't do is make you work out or make you follow it.
Yeah. So it's a good place to start, you would say.
Sure.
Okay.
What sort of diet plans and workout plans do you all give?
Everything. It's personalized.
Okay.
So typically, see, our plans, for example, in Fitter, right? One of the things that we have learned over a period of time is that there's no one size fits all. Second, the plans should offer the path of least resistance, which means that if you are consuming, let's say, this diet and you suddenly move to a different diet, your mind will not allow that. You will not be very comfortable with it, right? So we have to work with it. What we do is we do minor tweaks, and gradually the tweaks become large enough, but you don't notice by the time you get there. And so it's like a transition period, like how you go to the gym, lift 5 kgs, then 5.5, then 6, then 7. So similarly, what we do is we change the diet plans in a subtle manner. We use your current structure as a baseline, make minor tweaks, and then we keep adjusting and make those tweaks over a period of time so that kind of becomes your new lifestyle. Instead of like a diet, we kind of turn it into a lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay. When you speak about diet, now I'm going to ask a personal question because this is something that I've experienced. There's so many days where my appetite is just not there or it's just super low. And I have like the certain amount of calories to consume.
Finish.
And then I'm sitting at night, I'm like, oh, itna baki hai abhi. I can have one meal.
Yeah.
But there also I'm not feeling that hungry. Like, are there things that you can do to just increase your appetite naturally?
How many calories you're consuming?
I'm trying for like 2200, at like 2000 to 2200.
I think so. That's like a decent caloric intake, right? Most people, if they are eating clean, it's very difficult for them to consume 2000 calories. If they're eating like clean and, like I'm sure you'd be consuming like brown rice and eggs and everything. So when you consume this kind of food, because it's high in satiety, it's very difficult to consume more.
Yeah.
So if you really want to consume more, one thing that you can do is you can create those shakes.
Yeah.
This is like add in banana, add some oil, add some, nuts. And so it becomes very calorie dense shake. So for example, nuts are the worst.
Yeah.
But if you are like trying to complete your caloric intake, then they're the best.
Yeah.
So for skinny people, like just add like few hundred grams of, not few hundred, God, add like 50 or, 100 grams of nuts, that's 600 calories right there. Add some milk, add banana or two, and then have those rich, nuts and fruit shake.
Yeah, I've been adding like peanut butter to my protein shake.
That could be done.
Because I can do it. If I'm not doing it clean, it's easy. Like you have a couple of slices of pizza.
Exactly.
I try to meet my protein goal first.
Yeah.
That's the priority. Yeah. So now it's like in the past 6 months, I've been trying to bulk, but it's just turned into this lean bulking situation where I'm putting on muscle.
But it's actually good.
Yeah. No, I wanted to get jacked, but now I'm just getting shredded. It's a good problem to have. But
it's a really good problem to have.
Because I have this idea in my head. I've always been like skinny growing up. I've always been skinny and I'm not too tall also. So like at no point I've seen someone like get physically intimidated by me even to the slightest. Like, like
is that like a criteria for?
No,
I think he wants to get to a position where he's intimidating.
Like, I don't want to scare people, but I want to know how it feels that when you're standing in front of someone and they're like, okay, like,
I have to break your bubble. Okay, nobody gets intimidated by bodybuilders.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they are intimidating a little.
Not really. Who's
imagine like a guy this wide standing in front of you.
I'll tell you who's more intimidating. I'll tell you guys who are built like a stick. They freaking know how to move. Yeah. Those are the guys you have to watch out for.
But there's no way you can know that, right? If you're at some party.
If you are that guy, certainly you know.
Like Bruce Lee types. Like.
No, for example, like I do boxing, right?
Okay.
So I know for a fact that I'm not scared of bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Because they can't move. They can't throw a punch until they are a boxer too, right? So similarly, I think what people also need to do is like get rid of this mindset
Perception.
that
Average
just because
people see a
somebody is
bodybuilder and they're like, okay, I won't mess with that guy.
yeah.
But that's half of the bouncers in this country.
They're just fat. Most of them are just fat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
Like
actually
the
true.
big
Most
and
of them are
fat.
they
Yeah.
just pose like this, and but
We have
they are
seen
really-
enough. We are DJs. They're at
we go to
nightclubs
clubs.
all
What
the
they can
time.
do is they can push you hard.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
push.
They can
real
push
hard.
you.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can punch. Like even if they try to punch, I've seen they punch very funny.
Yeah.
You know,
What is like the right punching technique?
I mean, what was that? Like you have to box. You have to do some martial arts. To
How
know.
long have you been training?
I've been training martial arts for quite some time now. So I started boxing when I was a kid,
Okay.
but then I gave up after I got like a really bad punch that put me on the ground. Then I started in
You got knocked out?
2019. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this was like a district match, and I was matched with like a 6'5" guy because back then nobody cared. I was the new guy.
Yeah.
They just wanted somebody to be their punching bag, and so the guy knocked me clean on the ground. I was like, didn't even know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
And so I got scared of it. But then in 2019 I started again, and since then I've been boxing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's also on the list. Like I think
Yeah, you
some
should
sort
try.
of martial art.
Yeah.
Boxing is good. I think it'll be fun also.
Sure.
And
It's very good. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, you know, when you combine boxing with, let's say, bodybuilding or muscle building, it just makes so much difference
yeah.
because the way you use your power is very different because it's about force generation, right? It's about force generation. So you are able to generate much more force because you also have much more mass. And because you also have predominantly fast twitch muscle fibers, so if you just train them for like whip, there's a concept of whipping, right? So if you can do that, you can generate massive amount of force. Like somebody who's the same size as me, but is just a boxer and does not strength train, would not have as powerful punches as me because I also strength train. So strength training plus martial arts, deadly combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to. I've been thinking about it, getting into it, like something. In fact, Neeraj asked me once, he's like, will you fight? I'm organizing an event. I was like, you will have to give me time.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just...
No, if you have never fought,
Yeah.
you should never get into a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, never. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, because I believe that what happens is a lot of people in their head think that they can fight. They can't.
In their head, they can fight. Yeah.
Especially, you know, when you are a bodybuilder, because I've been through that phase where, you know, you think in your head because you are lifting weights, because or you can deadlift, 200 kgs or you can bench press 100 kgs, you would be able to take care of folks. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way at all. Like somebody who knows how to fight will knock you right off your feet.
Yeah. People who've been doing it for years, especially.
Yes.
There's a really good example of this wrestler called CM Punk.
Yeah.
Have you seen his fights in the UFC?
Yeah.
He decided that it would be a good idea for
it was
him
a
to
bad
get
idea.
in a MMA fight. He had 2 fights and he like you couldn't recognize him after the fights.
Yeah.
No shit.
He was like bleeding from everywhere.
Yeah. Martial arts is like a completely different ball game altogether. And it's, see, one of the things that they train in martial arts is your reaction time. Okay? Because it's not about who can punch hard, actually. It's not even about who has a stronger punch. It's all about your reaction time, really. You know, so, you know, by the time somebody hits you, before you could counter, you'd be on the ground.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate reality if a bodybuilder really gets into a fight with somebody who understands martial arts. Yes. The bodybuilder will not have a time to blink.
Yeah. There's countless videos
Yes.
of just like bodybuilders going to sleep.
Yeah. yeah, absolutely. And because, you know, you can be very strong, but if somebody hits you on your chin, or if somebody hits you on your temple, so gone case. You'll sleep.
And those people, so that's the thing, like someone who's training martial arts is in the gym every day, training how to knock people out.
Fight. Yes.
Not even how to fight, because if you're competing, like you want to take them out.
Yeah, you want to take them out in a punch. Yeah, that's how.
So you're working on that every day.
Yeah.
Like that requires some level of like psycho obsession with this sport. or for you to become, like you see these UFC guys?
Well, not really. You know, it's really fun. It's really fun. I would urge you guys to probably. So there's this beautiful place in Thailand, in Phuket.
Okay.
There's a place called Shillong, and there's this place called Fight Street. So some of the best clubs are there, and you get people from all over the world, and some UFC and some, you know, like you have all these one championship fighters, and they all train there. Some of the nicest people. Inside the ring, they're like freaking beast. Outside the gym, they're some of the nicest people. You go there, and everything that you think in your head about martial arts and boxing, it'll vanish.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult, and it's not dangerous. It's not psychotic. It's just pure fun. So I did that for 4 months. I learned Muay Thai, and it changed my life. And so I think everybody should go to this place. Or even in Bangalore, I think there are some really good clubs. My friend is there, Abdul Munir. He runs a very good, not fight club, like a
training club. I mean, like where you can train.
Yeah, and then I think my friend is there, Mustafa. Okay. He also is an organizer of boxing fights. So Mustafa, I think he's opened up his own gym. So he used to be like a he's like a big time into these fights and stuff.
Do you know
and Abdul Munir is like?
Do you know what these gyms are called? So that people who are watching.
MMA gyms.
Okay.
MMA gyms, martial arts.
No,
gyms.
I'm talking about these specific ones. The ones who your friends
Abdul Munir's gym. Okay, shit. I don't know the name of this gym, but
I'll put it here. You send it to me because I'm sure people. There's so many people.
Even in Mumbai, there are these gyms, but I'll have to check and let you know.
Yeah, we can put a list here because for a lot of people who are even considering it, they're looking for the right gym because they don't want to go somewhere and learn something where someone's teaching them some random. There's videos of that also, like of all these bad coaches just.
Yeah, for sure. Because it can also cause a lot of injuries.
Yeah, of course.
One of the reasons that I moved to boxing instead of martial art is because I had like a really bad PCL, and so it recovers. And then I have a bad habit because I want to work out. I go work out, it gets injured again.
What is PCL?
So it's you have your ACL, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, you have a balancing this thing on your back side of your knee. So you have ACL and PCL. So ACL typically happens when you hyperextend your knee, like when your knee is hyperextended, and this happens when typically your. So this happened while sprinting. So I hyperextended.
The back of it.
The back of my knee.
Yeah.
So like in a so again.
It goes back like this.
It goes back, yeah. So like footballers typically they have ACL injuries, and this usually happens when you like sprint on a like a. So my bad. I was sprinting on a. That there's a machine which is not flat. It's like this.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So on those machines, when you put your foot placement, sometimes this foot is like this instead of landing like this, and so it went like this. And when you do it on high speed, it just kind of hyperextended and it got a really bad injury. And then you do it during kicks, because in Muay Thai you're like doing just kicks, right? And so sometimes when you throw your kicks, if you don't place them right, then also like your knee twist, and then the leg kind of hyperextended. So it just back to back these kind of things made it so worse.
So then you switched to boxing.
Yeah, I switched to boxing. Boxing is much, much safer.
Would you consider ever having a professional fight?
I mean, look, thoughts have crossed my head, but my problem is, look, I don't want to. See, even if I win, the problem is you'll still end up with like a bad face. And
you can fight one of these no protein guys and say, okay, if you think
I can always have a friendly spar. Like we have friendly spars every now and then. So I remember like a couple of times people just wanted to spar because they wanted to see. They've been boxing, so they wanted to see how am I doing. So they said, JC, let's do a spar. I'm like, sure, come in. So we do those kind of friendly spars. That's not problem. Pro fight is different. Pro fight is like you're out there for the blood.
Yeah.
Which means, fight cannot end. Either he goes down or I go down. And so that's like, because one thing is to be technical Another thing is to just go after somebody's blood.
Yeah.
That's very different. So you can't come out of these kind of fights unscathed. And so right now I'm not in a phase where I want to get into that zone, because it also plays with your psyche. I've seen people getting absorbed into these things, because for someone who does not take losing lightly, I know for a fact that I would just get into it and it will weigh very heavy on me. So it can turn me into a psychotic person who would just go and train. So I don't want to get into that. Right now I'm in a very peaceful place.
Yeah.
Where I just do it casually. I do sparring in the gym, and it's friendly sparring usually, but that's about it.
Yeah. No, there's so many boxers who have actually gone insane. Like someone like Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Who was probably the best at his time.
Yeah.
Best to ever probably box.
Yeah.
And then he just lost it.
Yeah. No, because, people don't take these fights also kindly.
Yeah.
Because I think anybody who is getting into this, they have to know their why. See, I'm learning it because I know I can take on a few guys on the street if push comes to shove. I can take on the guys and can protect my family. But I don't want to get into ring for blood, because that is like a completely different ballgame altogether. I have considered it, and then I had to reconsider my decision because I'm not an athlete. I'm also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And
you have so much going on. So
so much going on. Yeah. I remember this one time. So I had this fight, and then, for the whole week, I had like a cut here. This was like last year. So me and my Viraj, so he's a much bigger guy.
Yeah.
And he really gave me a nasty scar here. And so obviously, because we keep doing these friendly fights, sometimes he gets a scar, sometimes I get a scar. But for one entire week, I had to make videos with that scar on my face. And then people keep asking, what happened?
Yeah.
So it's like,
should have said you should look at his face.
and then even in friendly sparring, right? Early on when you fight, you're like, I don't want to wear the mask. I don't want to. So what happens is you start getting these punches, and it's not like every punch is a knockdown punch, but the punches at the back of your head, they start doing internal damage.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes even if your ears are ringing, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Every time you get let's say a punch in your head or a punch on your chin, you think you're a tough guy standing there. Internally, there's a damage which is happening.
Yeah.
So everybody should plan these things carefully. If you're not if you're not trying to make money out of it, don't do a pro fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I also like just getting punched in the head every day.
Yeah.
It's going to affect you at some point.
It's not good. It all kind of adds on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is now one pro fighter. You've seen that video?
Muhammad Ali?
Not Muhammad Ali. Like there's another pro fighter in the they just show his.
Oh, the guy
who gets paralyzed.
Who gets paralyzed. Like it's so sad, bro. In one instance, you're done.
Back of the head.
I think of how many people have actually gone through that, and we don't know because
boxing has the highest casualty rate.
Yeah.
Like in terms of sports, it comes above MMA.
Yeah.
So number of deaths.
Boxing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Highest fatality rate.
It is. And that's what, like, the kind of people who really become big in boxing, you listen to their backstory.
Yeah.
It's just they had to do it.
They had to.
There was nothing else.
There was nothing.
Either they would have ended up in a very bad place otherwise,
yes,
in crime or something, or they picked this and they made a name.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like Mike Tyson did it for a pigeon, bro. That's crazy.
What do you mean?
So like he had a pet pigeon and some person just killed the pigeon.
It, yeah.
And since then, that's what drove him to become a fighter. He's like, I didn't want to see that. So he became, because he wasn't strong enough to fight the guy.
Yeah.
He's like, now on, I'll save my pigeons.
And I think, look, some people have killer instincts, natural killer instincts, which is, they are just born killers.
Yeah.
So if they don't take it out in the boxing ring, they'll become criminals.
Yeah.
People like us, I don't think I have that kind of killer instinct. I'll have a reactive killer instinct, which is that somebody threatens me or my family. Then my killer instinct will come in. But I will not go default gangster mode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there are people out there who are literally genuine gangsters.
Yeah.
And they're in the ring.
True?
Yes.
Like, is it true that people are born that way or they're conditioned into that way?
Maybe things have happened to them.
So
that
look,
have
epigenetics, when we talk about epigenetics, they does not just talk about your physical genes.
Okay.
They also shape your mental genes.
Mm.
So family trauma, that also is governed by epigenetics. So your forefathers, their forefathers, if they lived through like traumatic period, you will have that residual trauma in your neuronal system somewhere, residual system.
Okay.
And those just trigger because of environment. So for example, epigenetics are like you have genes, but they kind of get triggered because of your environment or something, right? So those kind of people who are living with those kind of genes, let's say they come across something that suddenly triggers.
Yeah.
They do carry that kind of trauma.
Yeah. That's so crazy to think that your actions will, or the things that you go through
affect
will live on
generations.
through.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we are probably, going in a different territory.
That's okay.
But I've seen this in very, very close people to me, that people who've committed suicide, their kids ended up committing suicide. So I have like first-hand witness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So these kind of things, they just they pass through. It's called generational trauma.
Yeah.
And now science have kind of...
It's backed it now.
Yeah, it's backed it now, yeah.
It's so crazy because like some people are born like that, like with that mindset. Some people just physically, for them, they're born in a way that it makes sense for them to be an athlete. Now they could be there's so many people who are just born as like crazy genetically gifted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We have this friend.
Yeah.
His name is Agu. He's from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And like, you look at him, and I remember the first time we met him in person, I was just like, I've never seen anyone as big as him.
Yeah.
And like we were just in
Crazy,
awe for a while. Like his hands, it was like that Tarzan scene where his hand is like thrice my size.
Wow.
And it's like, and
he's huge, like,
Yeah.
and he's jacked, like, proper. You can
Yeah.
see his muscles, and he doesn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
doesn't do any crazy workout. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like he just lives life.
Those are the genes that, so again, there's this crazy evolutionary theory which says that if you are put into a situation where like the circumstances are not favorable, then either you will die, like 9 out of 10 people will die, but that one person who will survive will be able to fight back with the environment. So they'll have those exceptionally amazing genes. And that is what has happened to some people in African countries.
Yeah.
Because they've gone through that generations of slavery, and slavery meant like physical toil. So the toil was to an extent where most of the people died, but the ones who survived, they became like really big and huge and muscular.
Yeah.
So
And that's passed on generation to
that's
generation.
passed on generations, because that's the only way they could survive through years of slavery and yeah. So
Yeah,
in
that
fact,
makes sense.
my first coach, Nino, he was a Nigerian guy, so he was the one who taught me boxing also. Yeah.
Must be so disheartening training with someone like that. It would be like he's just like, well, how am I supposed to? Like, no matter how much I
For
train,
sure.
no matter how big I get, it's
Yeah,
no.
same with if you go to, like, if you meet an Irish guy, right?
Yeah.
Imagine an average height of an Irish man is like freaking 6'3".
Yeah.
And women in Ireland have an average height of like 5'9" or 5'10" something. In India, average male height is 5'5".
Yeah.
Female height is 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, these environments, they definitely affect a lot. And so, that's what I also tell people when they want to get into fitness. You're not just doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
You can change an entire generation that's going to come, or you are just going to make your bloodline completely cease to exist, because evolution does not support bad gene pool. Reproduction is basically supported mechanism for survival, but survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
So if you're contributed to a healthy gene pool, you'll birth healthier kids.
Yeah.
But if you're an unhealthy person, basically you'd be the one who'd be like,
You're doing the gene pool.
yeah, putting a nail in the coffin of your bloodlines. Yeah.
But it's led to like people just being unhealthy in general has led to like lower fertility rates now, where people are struggling to have kids.
Yes.
And now, like, if you go in like any city, you will just see IVF clinics, right? Because it wasn't so common before. Like,
And I have spoken to doctors So I was just speaking to one of our doctors. He works with Fitter, and they also run a emergency clinic for babies, not IVF. But they know all the first-hand experience because they get so many parents of these IVF babies, and they say IVF babies don't do well. They have some issues or the other. They don't have like a normal life because,
it's
so
not
even
natural.
because it's not natural. So even when parents go through all the process of trying to conceive babies through non-natural processes, for a while it's good and they feel like whole, but it's not good for kids. It's not good for kids, and they usually end up having some or the other mental issues. So I think the numbers you were suggesting was like 10% of those IVF babies are normal, 90% have some issues or the other.
That's
It's a
insane.
very bad rate.
That's insane.
Like, look, when we go against nature, there's always going to be some sort of
Repercussions.
there are going to be some sort of repercussion. Like, even though we are living longer because of medicine, but we are not living healthier. We are not living healthier. We are living our old age, using medicine and machines as crutches. That's not good.
And it's so like counter, like it goes against everything because right now we have the most number of facilities and information and everything to live the healthiest lives.
Possibly,
And like the fact that we have gone in a completely opposite direction just doesn't add up.
1,000 years from now, if somebody were to think, what is this phase? They would be able to, they won't be able to tell if this was the point that humanity moved forward or moved backward. So we are right in the middle. Because we are at a point where evolution and devolution, for the lack of better word, it seems the same. Like we built such capable machines. We are living in a world where our knowledge should actually be enhanced, but we are seeing people becoming more dumber, more like uneducated. It's like, we are completely going back. So, like, technically we are advancing, physically, mentally going backwards.
I mean, maybe that's the price of convenience because like the more convenient you get, the more, where I saw this video about how asking questions to GPT makes your decision making abilities weaker because you're relying on something and like if your first thought is to go to GPT, you're not giving your brain that training of like coming to a conclusion.
You're not remembering stuff, you're not memorizing because the chat is doing it for you. And so that does not put your brain under any kind of stress. But just like muscle, if you don't train it, it doesn't become strong. Similarly, if you're not training your brain, if you're not thinking, then it's not becoming strong. And that's what happens. A weak musculature results in so many problems in your old age. Similarly, a weak brain, which is completely dependent on, let's say, chat or some other system for memorization or for thought process or, reaction, it's not going to do well in old age. So I'm saying like today's time, we have become so much addicted to convenience that it's costing us physically and mentally. And that's why I said that this is going to be in demand in the future. Because these people who are exhibiting these bad behaviors now, imagine the same people 10 years from now. They'd literally be looking for people who can teach them or show them the way.
I know if you are someone who's young in college, just look at everyone around you who's vaping, take all their information, text them in 10 years because they'll be your customers.
They are your potential customers.
Because vaping is the number one. Vaping is the number one sign.
If they make it.
If you see someone who's vaping, you're like, okay, this person is just
potential customer.
No, he's like not in this thinking along this like he's not in the same world as us. Because if you know what it does to you and you're still doing it.
Sure. But it's not yet proven, right? No. Like there's no study that's shown what all. I mean, of course it's bad. I'm not like condoning. Vaping.
It is bad.
Of course it is bad. It's the worst thing. But we still don't have enough data on it.
No, we have. We do? Several studies. So vaping is almost as bad as smoking. And because you have the same carcinogens, and you are taking concentrated nicotine anyways, which itself is not good for you.
Yeah.
So, vaping is equally bad. And vaping also, like, people take this steam, right? It's not like the same smoke, but it also has flavors and additives.
The same thing that keeps burning.
Exactly. So it also kind of inflames your windpipe, your air pipe, and your food pipe. It does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I say smoke cigarettes instead.
At least we know what can go wrong there.
Yeah, like there's more data, and also like if you're getting cancer, get it like a real, like like a real man get cancer.
Yeah,
like
real man get real cancer. If you get cancer from vaping, you're not a real man. I like that. Yeah.
Also, I think smoking traditionally is cooler.
Yeah, so do it the take
like
the
if
traditional
you see someone
route.
with a vape, you're like, what a loser.
Yeah.
Because with smoking, everyone in the world knows it's bad. It's on the wrapper.
Yeah, it's there.
So if you're smoking it, you're like, this guy doesn't fear anything.
Yeah. You're vaping like a loser.
Yeah.
And when you claim that, hey, vaping is better, you sound like a
even bigger loser.
Bigger loser.
Yeah.
Because vaping is definitely bad. So at least a smoker knows that smoking is bad and does it anyways.
Yeah.
So vapors are in denial, I think. They know it's bad, but then they're just like, nah, it's better.
Yeah.
But you've tried it, right?
What?
So after trying it, I really understand the appeal. You need to have some next level self control to stay away from it, because it's like the nicotine hits are great and it's delicious. Like the flavors are very good. They're very creative, like watermelon, blueberry, like and they mix everything together. So I can see the appeal.
Yeah.
But if you know how bad it is for you, like you have to like have that self control. That's with so many things though.
Yeah, true. No, even any kind of addiction, but let's see, people are addicted to food. They are making foods also in a similar manner, because this is precisely what food scientists do, by the way, nowadays. So these companies, they hire food scientists, right? So because we have matched our food palette, we have mapped our taste palette end to end. So they know exactly what triggers those dopaminergic signals in the brain, right? So they can make those chemical combinations now. And most of the big companies, when they make these foods, they take all of that into consideration. So they don't just randomly, like your mom, they'll add some stuff. It tastes good, but that's not it. They also add
calculated
chemicals which specifically trigger these dopaminergic signals. So you eat them and you're like, shit, I have to have it. It's like rewarding.
It's so to get you addicted to a certain like product.
Yeah. They do that.
Yeah, you can sense that once you have like the first time I had an Oreo.
Yeah.
I was like, how have I just discovered this? Because
but I think we were also kids, bro.
Of course, so they're designed for kids.
They're designed for kids, yeah.
Fair. Because the other day I got a packet of hide and seek.
Yeah.
And I used to love it as a kid.
Yeah. But you don't like it anymore.
I took like one bite. I'm like, this is just sugar. Like, this was so bad. Krishna and I were sitting like another friend of ours. I offered him also. I was like, was it this bad when you were growing up? And then we both put it together that this probably when we were kids, it tasted nice because it was so sweet.
Yeah.
It was disgusting this time.
I think as kids, you just love everything sugary. And over a period of time, especially if you have not had so much of sugar, then you kind of see it for what it really is. It tastes like crap.
It tastes like
I cannot eat sugary stuff at all.
Yeah.
Like I start feeling sick to my core. And I think this is the kind of system which is also inbuilt in many mammals. Their natural tendency is to kind of not eat that food.
Yeah.
But somehow, because we have suppressed our instincts over a period of time, we just can't differentiate anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar is for sure and you will know the difference instantly. Like within 2 days of not consuming sugar, you will see the difference and how better you feel. One rule that I've kept for myself, which has helped me a lot with sugar, is like I have one sweet thing a day.
Yeah.
And obviously you don't go overboard and have a crazy milkshake with like a Diet Coke is also considered as my sweet thing for the day. Or fruits are just the best.
Yeah.
Or even if I feel like having a donut or whatever, it's just that one donut.
Yeah.
I had it today.
But that's the perfect way to balance it. Because your body do need sugar, and if you like kind of abstain from sugar for a longer period of time, it can also create like a bad equation with food, which is what happens with sometimes people, they go full overload. They'll either go on too restrictive diets, and then they'll become too generous, and they'll just go from this, and those are the kind of people who have this very bad love-hate kind of a relationship with food.
Yeah,
so what you're doing is actually good, because that's exactly what I do. I typically consume my favorite food, and I consume them at a stretch for 3 months. So when I'm on diet, for example, I'll make aloo paratha as a part of my diet. I'll consume them for 3 months. After that, I'll get bored. I'll have biryani, and then 3 months. Then I'll get bored. I'll add something else. Point being, if you eat food that you like eating every single day, that's like great. That's like sustainable way of doing it.
Yeah. And now with the recipes, like there is so much out there for you
can
to make
every
healthy.
food healthy. Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
every food can be made healthy.
I've seen so many that I just don't want anything. Now I just want
So today I was outside because I'm staying at a hotel, right? I saw they had nothing in the menu. Nothing like, and I hate salads, right? I don't eat salad. Like, I hate salads. Like I would cook vegetable, like at home. Every day I eat mashed spinach and everything, but I use like a aloo palak and like, you make sabzi out of it, but I can't eat salad. So today I was there. I said, okay, like what can I eat which is healthy? And I saw that there was a chicken burger listed there. And I was like, it's a burger. It seems unhealthy, but can you make it healthy? So instead of, using chicken legs, they added chicken breast. Instead of adding any kind of sauce, they added like a couple of lettuce and just onion and stuff. And then the same burger, which was supposed to have like 700 odd calories, by my estimates, it was like 350 something calories and had like a decent 15-20 grams of protein. Right? Makes sense.
Yeah.
So the devil is in the details. A lot of people, when they go for, let's say, a burger like this, the worst part is that they'll add so much of mayonnaise and sauce.
Yeah, just
and mayonnaise is just oil.
Yeah.
And these sauces are mostly just oil. They just add 100, 200, 300 odd calories just from sauces and oils. And instead of using like a grilled patty, they'll use like a fried patty. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, I've seen these videos where they spray the oil. This is like, this is 5 calories.
I'm those guys.
Yeah, but it's good, yeah. It's like for the people who are in this place or who have decided to take their, even if they're not in this place, if they're making this small adjustment, it goes a long way.
100%.
What is something like, I also travel a lot. So, and I have this problem where I'm at a hotel, I don't know what to eat. So I usually go for like kebabs.
Yeah.
I'll have like kebab with roti.
Yeah.
I think that's the most healthy thing on most menus.
Sure.
Is there anything else that you would recommend?
I mean, I don't think people have aversion to salads as I do, so probably they can go for salads. But in general, what I have noticed is that, anything that has oil in it, don't go with that. Because oils are the worst. And in India, for some reason, people villainize sugar, but they don't talk about oil. When in reality, oil that we consume on a regular basis is equally or even more unhealthy compared to the amount of sugar. In fact, last year's stats. So in India, on an average, we consume around 55 grams of refined sugar and some 63 grams of oil. And these two alone, completely useless. Completely useless. You don't need that much refined sugar. You can replace it with a sweetener. You don't need that amount of oil. Like 63 grams of freaking oil. Like, why would you need 63 grams of oil? Those are like almost 600 calories right there. And that can be replaced by 5-10 grams of oil. So we are consuming 800 calories just from things that we don't need and can easily be replaced.
I mean, that's because we've taken flavor as like this, like it's like an ego thing. I feel for people in India that we will have the most flavorful food in the world, and I think Indian food, there is no cuisine that comes close in terms of flavor to India.
Yeah, but
and we have like forgotten everything else, because if samosa is a post-lunch snack, which is deep fried and it's filled with like
potato,
what nutritional value does a samosa have? Like,
no, but I think this is where it's also preconceived mindset, because I had this very amazing chef Mahesh, and used to work with Adani sir's team. And okay, let's not get into the details. But point being that he could make the tastiest food on the planet while like just making it healthy. And I'm saying he could make the tastiest of the tastiest food. So I think it's a misconception about a lot of foods that if you add more oil, they'll become tasty. I think it has more to do with how the names have come out. For example, even dal makhani. In India, for some reason, people think dal makhani means dal mein makhan dal diya, and so it becomes dal makhani. So this is something he told me. He said dal makhani is not dal plus makhan. You cook dal in a slow heat for such a long time that the dal starts tasting like makhan. And that's why it's called dal makhani, not because you add makhan in dal.
Yeah.
So he cleared so many of such myths regarding food, because I was like, dude, I know nothing about food. I just know that, can you make it healthy? He's like, yeah, of course. And he's like 18 years of experience, a legend. So a lot of people think that adding more oil and sugar will make it tasty. It's not. And I think this is something really even worse with gujus. I learned that gujus, they actually soak their dal in oil for years, and then they make the same dal using more oil.
What does that do?
I don't know. For some reason, they think it tastes better.
So instead of water, like how normally...
No, they don't
soak
keep
it in oil.
Yeah, they don't keep their dal normally. Like how we would store dal and like
it's like kind of like a pickle.
Yeah. Yeah, they soak dal in oil, dude.
That's insane.
So a normal dal, 100 grams of dal would have, let's say, 300, 400 calories, right? 375. That oiled dal itself would have like 500 calories. On top of that, then they'll cook it with additional oil. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's just like... Yeah. I mean, where I come from also, like our eating habits are just insane. So like it's something the common that I found with India also. Like we are also focused on flavor only. Our food does have more meat on average, but it's just like supplemented with like, if you're having this much meat, you're having this much rice with it.
Yeah.
So it's just like for a lot of... in a lot of cultures, like the nutritional value of the food hasn't been giving that importance. It's just mostly flavor or this tastes good. And this is just how they used to do it back in the day. Because food doesn't evolve that much when you think about it.
Yeah.
People still eat the things they ate thousands of years ago.
I mean, most of the food has largely remained same. And again, like you pointed out, I think it evolved primarily from a taste POV, not from a nutrition POV, because I don't think back then this was a problem. In fact, today I was talking and we just had a discussion how today I think the bigger problem is that we have too many choices and they are cheap and they are available. That's why we are consuming too much of food and we are also consuming too much of information. And both are making us unhealthy, right? One is making us physically unhealthy, one is making us mentally unhealthy.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what's happening with food science also. I don't think it was ever a concern that food should be nutritionally rich. Our concern was, can we get food? And now we have food.
Now we have loads.
Now we have food.
Yeah. But then you see in certain cultures or certain countries and you look at their history and their history has required them to eat nutritionally dense food and that's also carried on.
Yeah.
So like I watch a lot of food videos. So in countries like Asian countries like Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, where they only eat meat and like vegetables on the side. So that there is like good habits also that have followed.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of countries, they have like these, they have a habit of consuming a lot of vegetables as a part of their main dish. Like if you see all the Mediterranean food, if you see Japanese food, for example, I don't think they use that much oil. It's like very
clean
nutritional.
Food.
It's clean food. Thai food, for example. Thai food is obviously a little bit bland, but it's also very, like nutritionally is very good. And then even Chinese food I wouldn't consider very healthy. It's not healthy. Chinese
I don't even know what
healthy.
Chinese food is, honestly. Like authentic Chinese food.
Yeah, it's not very
Not
healthy.
the Indian Chinese
Yeah,
food.
it's not very healthy. they use too much of oil.
Okay.
They use too much of oil, and they use also too much of sugar. The only good thing is that they eat less and they keep drinking tea in between.
Okay.
How does drinking tea help?
They eat less.
Okay.
Yeah. So they eat less and keep drinking tea, so it keeps them full. But it's not very healthy. But I think if I have to, like, the worst food on the planet has to be standard American diet.
Oh yeah.
As the worst food. For a very long period of time, I just thought that, hey, they eat pizza and burgers and everything like snacks, like we do occasionally.
Yeah.
And then later on, I realized, fuck, this is their food.
Yeah.
Like, this is what they eat every single day. They're just going to have hamburgers, bunch of fries, and large sodas. That's their diet, dude.
But that's...
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick.
You can do it for 2 days.
They do it. And that's why US today is the most obese country in the
Yeah.
world. 40%
Yeah.
people in US are obese.
Yeah,
The
and they
unhealthiest.
have like the same thing, which is something that's concerning, is like the kind of snacks they have over there.
Yeah.
That all of that is it's coming to India now slowly. And when I
Yeah.
was a kid, I was excited. Like the first time I saw, oh, Doritos, I've seen it in the US and it's come here.
It's very, very bad.
Or like Oreos or
Yeah.
all these things that we see there, and we're like, oh, they're snacks or American snacks, and they're all slowly coming here. And the next level to this is in India, they make it with cheaper ingredients.
Yes.
So like the
fake
ones
cheese.
fake cheese, like palm
fake
oil,
mayonnaise. Yeah.
everything, and then like we're getting a cheaper, worse version of it here,
Yes.
and we're getting excited.
Yeah, it's not. Like today, I tell people that, you know, at one point of time, US was like a country where people looked forward to it. It was really a country where, you know, dreams were getting built and everybody could learn from them. Today, I see zero qualities that people can learn from a country like the USA.
Yeah.
Go there, learn, educate yourself, come back, do not learn anything else from them. That's it. Like if you want to learn about lifestyle, go to Japan, go to Thailand, go to China. You know, these are the countries which can teach a lot about living healthier and teach about culture
Yeah.
and, you know, values. US is where you go to destroy everything. Like if you want to make somebody like a really bad person, you send them to US. Physically and in general. Like you just want to corrupt them, morally corrupt them, send them to US. It's not a great place. And I'm sorry, I hope that this podcast doesn't come before October because I'm going for my studies there. Otherwise, they might ban me. But yeah, I don't think today's kids should learn anything from the United States.
Yeah. I mean, they're having issues of their own, and you see it all the time. Like we have a friend who actually he's grown up in the US, typical American family. He met a girl also, got married, and he had lived in India for a while when he was much younger, and his parents also like lived here in Bihar, that too. And now he's left his country. He lives in Thailand. He comes to India every couple of months, lives here for a while, and just goes back to Thailand. He's like, there's no way I'm raising my son in that country. It's like he's like, I don't know what they're teaching them in schools. They're teaching them all these things that I don't necessarily want my kids to learn. And I'm just more comfortable.
It's crazy.
Also with the gun violence and all over there.
Dude, it's crazy. Like
ridiculous.
everything in US has gone downhill. So when I was last time, I was there, I think 1 year back. So February, right? Last year, February, before we had Hazel, my other daughter. So we went there and we literally saw people shitting on street. And you go to, let's say, Los Angeles, or you go to San Francisco. There are neighborhoods that stink of weed. Entire neighborhoods. They just stink of weed. Like it's crazy. It's so rampant. Like, and you'll find people who are like completely like senseless. They're just high on substance. So fentanyl, opioid.
It's a big issue over there.
Big issue. So it's like the whole young generation in the US, it's kind of getting destroyed, like a very, very large subsection of the population. And to make matters worse, now they're also putting them on these different kinds of drugs. So it's drugs after drugs after drugs. You know, polypharmacy has become one of the main reason for deaths. In fact, there's a problem called DILI, which is drug-induced liver disease and drug-induced liver illness. It is one of the main reason for liver disease deaths in the US. Almost 50% of liver deaths in the US happen because of DILI, which is drug-induced liver disease.
So what are these drugs that they're getting prescribed?
Multiple drugs. It could be, fentanyl, different opioids. They take these oxytocin and, different kinds of drugs. It's just crazy.
Yeah. There is something about, like, if you look at history, there are civilizations who reach peak. And then it goes downhill. That is probably because I think the US...
It's a cycle.
Yeah, I think the US, if you look at it, it turned into the best country. Like, you could say, objectively, they're doing better than every other country. And now it's just like...
I think they have this popular saying that wars create peace. Peace creates weak men.
Oh, yeah.
Weak men create... wars create... something.
It's hard times create hard men create soft times, soft times create soft men, and soft men create hard times.
It's a cycle. Yeah. It's a cycle, and historically, if you see, that is what most of the countries have gone through, these cycles of like highs and lows and highs and lows. So I think US is in that cycle now, and its time is like not looking good. Like in the next 10-20 years, US is probably going to be the worst country on the planet.
When US was doing really well, China was filled with just farmers and tribes.
Yes.
And now China is on their way to be the number one.
I will tell this, that it is already number one.
Yeah.
Anybody who feels that China is second best, they are living under illusion. I've been to China 5 times. You cannot imagine how far ahead they are from the rest of the world. The kind of technology you'd see in China, the kind of... Dude, you see little kids happy. I could not find a single beggar on the street, and I traveled different places. You would not find a single homeless person. People are happier. People are happy. You have buildings, you have skyscrapers, you have roads which are like pristine, clean. Clean like you wouldn't find like... wrappers of a chocolate there, and everything is automatic. Even the plants are like cut in a different shape. So like they also freaking behave so nicely. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, how did they train these plants to be so disciplined?
Plants are well disciplined.
Yeah, I mean that's like how you gauge a country's progress. When the plants are also well shaped and well behaved, you're like, how much free time and resources do these guys have?
So, but then that's where the debate comes in, where, okay, if you're going to surrender all your rights to a government who is good at their job.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there are countries where you surrender all your rights to a government, which it's a dictatorship and they ruin your life and you're not getting any infrastructure.
No, communism is not dictatorship. No,
I'm giving like the most extreme example of it. China works because the government does their job very well.
Yeah.
As long as you're complying, you're listening, giving us all your data, constant surveillance, we'll give you the best life.
Yes.
So now the debate is, are you okay with that, or would you rather have your freedom? You decide what decisions you're making, your rights, and then...
So again, this is a very good philosophical discussion that people can have. Like, where does your freedom take you? If you are free, would you really do the right thing? And that's where, people say, hey, India is free. Like, I mean, India probably has more freedom than most countries.
Yeah.
US has probably more freedom than most countries. Yeah. But where has that freedom taken them?
Right.
It has destroyed an entire generation, because people have to understand that not everybody is going to make the right choice, and sometimes those right choices need to be enforced. That's why you have laws. So I would say that China is basically... See, today, China doesn't have crime. Like, literally, no crime. Like, people don't steal. You can leave your stuff. You can go around, roam around. You're a girl, doesn't matter. You roam around naked in the middle of the night. Nobody gives a shit. And you will not find police on the road, which is even more crazy. There's no police. Just people are so freaking disciplined. So I believe that years of mental conditioning and the fear of like punishment, has turned these people into an obedient or a morally better machinery that they don't even want to commit crime. And in contrast, years of freedom and the ability to get past and not endure any kind of punishment or not getting caught has led to what is happening in India, the rampant corruption. There's no corruption in China. Like you don't get stuck, or you don't have to bribe somebody to get your thing done. It just doesn't work that way.
Right.
So the freedom, we do enjoy our freedom, but I don't think in that manner. Like, for example, if you're starting a business in China, the government will give you land, they'll give you factory. In India, what do you get? Nothing. You have to freaking open your company. You have to bribe the officers to just
do the work that they were supposed to do. Yeah, so that's like, it's a philosophical discussion, like, because I don't think there is any we could probably do this for hours and there will be no right or wrong, because some people may believe that even if the outcome is going to be bad, you still should get the freedom to decide for yourself whether you're going to reach a good outcome, because in India, if you want to succeed and you work hard, you will if you are at it, you will get there. So you've decided your outcome with your freedom. Whereas in a country where there are so many laws and restrictions.
I think so. Look, China has a lot of billionaires. China has a lot of successful people. So what happens is sometimes people take out rare examples and then use them as an excuse for everything that's wrong. Like everything that's wrong here, to justify the wrong here. They say, okay, corruption we are fine with, roads are bad, okay, we are fine with, but at least we have freedom. But again, these are the people who have actually never been to China. Or they have not been outside India. So they don't know. So when they are talking, they are primarily talking from, let's say, things that they have read, things that they have, like in their head they have formed. It's like a coping mechanism. But the minute you go there, it opens up your mind. Like it happened with me. Before going there, I also used to think that China must be some labor factory where you have like small kids working, and not really. I mean, maybe it happened in the past. But today you go there, you have like really genius guys,
so
and
all
working
these
in like good facilities and everything.
When they talk about these sweatshops and all, where they make all this, that doesn't exist.
We have like 10 times worse conditions.
No, of course.
Yeah, in India you have sweatshops. In China you don't have sweatshops. You have like good people working, and I believe those guys are also kind of workaholic. But I don't think. So like how when somebody comes to India and they take a picture of a cow and they think that's the rest of the India. I think that's what they do with China. Actually, they're using those pictures from 90s and 2000, early 2000.
Yeah, because I have images in my head where there are these factories where they have put nets. Because people would jump and they're like, I don't want to work anymore. So
it's completely wrong. That's not how it is. Like I've been there almost 4 or 5 times. In fact, now I want to take my whole family because it's also beautiful. And this is like something the media will never tell you, that China is incredibly beautiful. I think after Japan, if there's another country which I found really beautiful, it's China. Super beautiful. It has so much of naturally preserved aesthetic. It's just crazy. So if you want to plan a vacation. Now it's easier. Now the Indo-Chinese relationship is getting better, right? So I think everybody should go and get a vacation in China maybe.
I keep telling people that I want to visit China soon because everyone asks, where do you want to travel? And I keep saying, I'm very curious to go and see because of these reasons, only because of just genuine curiosity. Because in our head, it's this land, mystical land, that this happens, that happens. But to just go and see it for ourselves.
Actually, and it's very safe. So I found China and Japan both extremely safe, and Singapore, I think. US, it's not safe. You can get mugged in broad daylight. You know, in fact, one of my co-founders, Bala, he used to stay in the US. He got mugged and at a gunpoint. So somebody just robbed him. And these kind of things are very common in the US these days, especially if you travel. Let's say in Miami, you are bound to get messed up. You're not safe in Miami. You're not safe in, Detroit, to nobody in their right mind would go. But San Francisco, Los Angeles, these places are dangerous. You know, you wouldn't want to go to these places. China, any place you go. Japan, any place you go. People are nice. They don't steal. They are not thieves because nobody is homeless. Nobody is starving.
There's no reason to.
There's no reason to steal or do any of these things.
I've had like relatives who stayed in China for a bit, and so now imagine that these are people who have lived in Iran their whole lives,
Yeah.
where the government is still very
Yeah.
they're very strong and they control everything, but China is the same, but China gives you a good life.
Yeah.
Iran not necessarily.
Yeah.
So they were so surprised to see that over there, like, you know, if anything happens, or just this thought of blaming the government isn't even a thought that occurs in the people's head.
Yeah.
That it's just they have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
They just focus on their lives and everything is taken care of.
Yeah.
That at no point will they think, oh, Sarkar ne ye kiya, Sarkar. Like it's just a foreign.
Right. I
an
mean,
alien
you don't
concept.
talk about the government. You don't have people celebrating the government on the streets. You don't have like a entire, like a Kunba rally. Like, I think in India, this is so weird that I have to tolerate politicians going in their like freaking 50-odd car rally.
Yeah.
Like, why are we even celebrating these guys? Like, it makes zero sense. Why are we celebrating politicians? They're not even like good at their jobs.
That is another
most likely.
conversation.
Yeah.
So many things which are like completely absurd, dude.
It's just like now we're at this place where like, do we even discuss these things? Do like either because it's just putting me in a place where I'm vulnerable to someone messing with me, or like just putting me in this guy's anti-government. No, like anyone this is something that I will say, anyone who ever criticizes the government isn't.
We are pro-country.
Yeah.
We are pro-country. Like, if I was anti-government, anti-country, I would have left this country long back. But the reason why we choose to stay in the country and work and pay taxes and everything is because we love this country. And I feel that there's hope,
Yeah.
that someday, our country will be like one of those countries, like in our own way, like not taking anything away. I think even in whatever form India is, like I can't live in any of the countries because I am an Indian, and no matter where I go, I'll always remain. Like, people will see me as Indian,
Yeah.
and I will always be an alien to them. Like,
Yeah.
like I can't have the thought of recognized as an alien in some other country. I just can't,
No, it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. So we'll always live there, and that's perfectly fine. We stay here, we complain, we cry, but at least we live here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, every year, so many people just leave.
Yeah.
They just leave. They're not complaining, they're not crying. They're like, I'm done, I'm leaving.
No, the people I don't stand are the NRIs who go and then they're complaining.
Those
What
are-
are you
Yeah.
complaining
Those
about?
are the worst kind. Like, dude, come on. Those are the worst kind. And those are the worst kind.
That's why, like, for about my country, I never complain.
Yeah.
Even though I have 1,000 things to complain about, my parents didn't think it was good enough for us.
Yeah.
They made us move. I grew up here. I'm making a life here.
Yeah.
I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Complaining about it isn't getting me anywhere. I'm not going to be an activist to try to change. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's not for me. I have so many other things to do. I have a life to live.
I mean, it's if it can be fixed or if it can't be fixed. With India, we know that it can be fixed.
Yeah.
I love how we all said in unison, right? So I believe it can be fixed, and to some extent the transparency or the social media. I mean, I believe that there's a point where it can either go superbly right or superbly wrong. We are in that phase where issues are coming out. Like, I remember that there was this politician who did something really horrible and he got caught on a videotape, and then there was a huge hue. In fact, there was a Goa minister who kind of, scolded a doctor in hospital.
Yeah.
But later he had to apologize. Like, all that is happening because of social media, because of awareness.
Yeah.
And so people are voicing these things on social media, and I think more of us, we have to talk about these kind of things. People need to understand that this is not complaining. We genuinely care about the country. We are like hardworking guys who are paying our taxes.
Yeah.
So we are doing our duty in the best possible manner, and it's just that there's need to be more of us. So yeah.
But that way, like, I would like to end this on a hopeful note. I feel like the next generation is very aware. They at least, even if it's not like they're not taking active interest, there's enough people telling them that, listen, this is what's going on in the country. Like, so at least they know what's happening. So in case at some point they have to make a decision, they have that information.
I like how the new generation is not fearful.
Yeah.
They're fearless.
Yeah.
And I love that they are fighting against the system, and they have now made it difficult for somebody to scare them, because the minute somebody like does something, they'd go on social media and then
They're very vocal about
they're
how
very
they feel.
vocal, and that is absolutely the thing that can fix things. Like I said, we are at a point where everything can go super right or everything can go super wrong. Super right if people start standing for what's right and they start voicing.
Yeah.
And super wrong if people use it to spread rumors and like complete
Yeah.
they twist information and facts, because then if there's no verifiable facts, then it goes super wrong. So like scamming and those call center things which used to happen. So
We'll come back.
But
No, there was a point where you would see something that like it's a criticism of government, any government in the world.
Yeah.
And criticism or just like a story that this actually happened and this is not, the news said it was this, but this is what really happened. And that would be labeled as a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And that would be something that you have to stay away from. You can't be the crazy guy who...
Yeah.
But now it's like if someone comes out with like facts and information that, you know what, this is what's being reported, but this is actually what happened, that's not a conspiracy theory anymore. People are more open to...
I like how Dhruv Rathi has managed to stay alive all this time.
Yeah.
He lives in...
He's
but he doesn't stay in India.
He doesn't stay in India.
Ah, okay, so
Germany.
that's how.
That's why.
Okay.
Even Mohak Mangal.
He doesn't. Oh yeah, he doesn't stay in India, right?
No.
Yeah,
Neither of them
I think I went on his podcast, but he's like one dude I really admire.
Yeah.
Great guy. Like Dhruv, not so much, because I do believe that he's kind of biased.
And he's very sensationalist, like...
Yeah.
But so the thing is, I also believe that he's biased. And the thing with him is he's playing the same game that the people opposite him are playing. So he's like, I have to beat them at the same game.
Yes.
I have to make this thing look grand and and he plays with emotions, like with because as Indians, like we're a very emotional.
Yeah.
So he's like, they're going to play this game, they're going to play dirty, I'm also going to play dirty. And then what's brilliant about it is when he gets criticized for it, he can just say, you guys do the same thing.
Yeah.
So either you stop doing it or I'm going to continue doing whatever. So that's his game.
I mean, it's working for him, right? Yeah. But I think I really like Mohak Mangal's content. Like that guy comes across very genuine.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to him also. A very, very nice guy. Like he balances it out. Then there's this thing called Think School.
Yeah.
They do pretty good. Like Ganesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also like not biased. And then I think I like this Abhinyu. Abhinyu.
Yeah.
They are good. Yeah. So I think these some channels, these are some vocal channels, and I see that they have millions of subscribers. Hopefully we'll have more people, being vocal, being critical, talk about these kind of things. I myself, I kind of expose these kind of scams in
your world
industry. Yeah. Not so much in politics, because the minute somebody like us, we open our mouth, people somehow feel that our expertise lies only in health and fitness.
Right.
But they don't understand that logical abilities, because logic is logic.
But that's your contribution. Like what you're doing in your world, it's like it's more important than politics also, if you think about it, because like your well-being and your health there's nothing more important than it. So you're contributing greatly. Then like I really appreciate you for that. I'm pretty sure anyone who's ever seen your content or the countless number of people that you guys have worked with over the years, like they will thank you for like the rest of their lives. So that's kudos to you for that. And I had a lot of fun doing this conversation. I would like to have you back on when I have more questions and more things to ask. I had a great time.
Same here. I think we veered off from...
We discussed everything.
This was not a fitness discussion, right? This was like like something.
I think we did a good job to get people into considering fitness.
Yeah.
And
But it
now,
was-
after some time, we'll do another episode where we get into the details,
100%.
where all the
Yeah.
people who got into fitness, they'll also
They'll,
have.
Yeah, we should do like a more focused, fitness focused.
Fitness-focused
yeah,
one.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Is
But I
there-
loved it.
Is there anything you want to say before you go?
I just had a really good time. It was fun because I usually talk with people of my age. And so I think this was really fun to get like perspective from you.
Right.
And I think your TG is really the change maker of this country.
Yeah.
And you guys, whoever is watching the podcast, please, have if you have same thoughts like Amin and
Stuvi.
Stuvi,
Yeah.
then I'm happy. Then, like I said, things can either go in right direction or wrong direction. I think if this is the kind of audiences and this is how they're thinking, then I'm pretty confident that things are moving in the right direction. So
No,
that's all I wanted to say. So
that's like the best thing anyone's
Yeah.
ever told us, like on this podcast.
no, I was really enjoying because it's so refreshing,
Yeah.
to hear. Now again, are we like off record or so
No,
just
it's, you can.
Okay. So I feel it nice because when you get to a certain point, the experience starts weighing heavy on you.
Right.
Not me per se, but I'm saying the people around you. They get sunk into this whole settlement, corruption. They just get so accustomed to it. And
Yeah.
somebody like me, like I have never enjoyed the idea of corruption. Like I hated it to my core. And to be very honest, today I don't have many friends. Primarily because I know for a fact that if I become friends with them, there is going to be some degree of corruption I will be associated with.
Right. Okay.
Because I know firsthand that these guys are directly or indirectly involved in corruption. And I just don't want to be
You want to
friends
cut them off, yeah.
with them.
That's that
Yeah.
is
And
like
that happens after a while. But at this and this conditioning starts happening from the day you enter, let's say, your job, or let's say you get into entrepreneurship, because you go through it's not like easy, it's
Yeah.
it's a lot of mental and physical toil to like he was saying, I could play video games because I'm at a point where life is kind of
yeah. This is before we started.
Yeah, I know. I
recording,
figured when
like-
you were up.
not
I was
really.
outside.
And it gets easier for people who don't have this kind of like when people get sunk into the system, they don't give a shit about the system. Then it gets pretty easy for them. That I can tell you.
Yeah.
For someone like me, it keeps me awake.
Yeah.
So it's not very easy. No friends. You constantly think about making things better. You educate people. It just becomes more miserable.
Yeah. No, but like we need people like you. So like no matter how miserable it gets, don't stop.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, hopefully, if enough people pay attention to, and let's hope they do.
Yeah.
One person
I
at a
won't have
time.
to. Yeah, I won't have to stop. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
for
Thank
doing
you.
this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, buddy. This was fun.
Yeah, man. It's like a refreshing.
It was a
Because
very
our
good change.
conversations are mostly bakchodi.